Inside Drag Racing is being brought to you by Granatelli Motorsports, the mass airflow sensor experts, and by United Specialties, home of the Trendsetter, and by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The Performance Tip, professional tips on the latest performance technology available with NHRA Pro Stock champion Greg Anderson. Items featured on the Performance Tip are available from Summit Racing Equipment, the world speed shop.
This week's Summit Racing Equipment's Performance Tip, we're at Hypertech. We've got a new product on the market. It's called the Hypertech Race Edition, and here to tell us about it is Chris Casilius. Chris, tell us what the advantage is of the Hypertech Race Edition.
The Hyperpack Race Edition is a new product that we introduced this year at the SEMA show. Our traditional Hyperpack was designed for OBD2 computer controlled vehicles, so all the old school guys that had carburetors or aftermarket fuel injection wanted to use the drag strip and the dyno function of the Hyperpack to measure horsepower, make drag strip runs, and do tuning on their vehicles. So now we've got a product available that will allow you to hook a few sensors up. We get your vehicle speed, get your RPM, and now you can use the Hyperpack to make dyno runs and drag strip runs without the need of an expensive dyno equipment or expensive data logging equipment.
So basically this will replace a dynamometer. That's quite a product, Chris.
Absolutely. It's a very accurate. It corrects for standard temperature and pressure, takes into account aerodynamic drag and the weight of the vehicle, so we can accurately measure horsepower at the rear wheels and calculate engine horsepower and torque by just going down the back roads.
So whether you're a full-on racer or just a street racer, the Hyperpack will monitor every single addition you want on your motor. It'll help you become a better tuner, and I can't think of a better performance tip than Hyperpack.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. It's finals time in Houston, ladies and gentlemen, on the line Extreme 10.5, the Little Tire guys. Rodney Rosensteel will face Marcus Burke.
Both of these two guys have got to the finals with performance, and they're going to lay it all on the line right now on this 8th mile.
Nearly equal reaction times. Give it to Rodney Rosensteel. 4:37 beats out a 4:53.
It's not only your first big win, it also makes you the points leader in the Alpha Trade battle for the belts, buddy.
That's great. I would like to thank Flowmaster and Kenny and all y'all for showing up and having a good race like this for me to come to.
I think most of the fans here agree. They were glad you showed up, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely.
Pro Nitrous final, Charlie Carpenter's 55 Chevrolet against the 63 Corvette of Tom Myers. Do you know how long it's been since Charlie Carpenter has been in a big-time Pro Modified final, one of the true pioneers of the sport?
And he really has picked up the mile per hour a little bit and been able to coast through on the ETs. Oh, sitting on the line is Tom Myers. Charlie's going to pick up a win.
He shuts it down and coasts through with a 635 at only 72 miles per hour. But it's a win.
Charles, as elated as you obviously are, you have to realize that across the country, maybe even around the globe, there are thousands of people, thousands of fans that are happier about this than you are.
Oh, Brett, I can't thank everybody enough. I mean, you know better than anybody here. I mean, this year is my 33rd season of racing. And starting this off like this, I mean, this is great. I mean, we had kind of a negative losing our sponsor, and so coming out swinging like this, I mean, this is what it's all about.
It's the same perseverance that has made you a champion through all these years, and I want to point out that it is most appropriate for you to take over the AlphaTrade.com points lead for the Battle of the Belts as being one of the guys that created this whole thing, my friend.
Well, I appreciate it very much, and like I said, I can't thank everybody enough. Flowmaster, Kenny, ADRL, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, this is somewhere that nitrous cars can race. And my son Michael and I here, we've worked so hard to get here and do this. I mean, this is I would have rather had a little more dramatic final there, but hey, a win is a win.
On the line now, the final run of the day, Pro Extreme, that's the Supercharged guys. Mike Bell, John Lynham.
Mike Bell looking for his first 80-year-old win. He knocked off Josh Hernandez last round. Let's see what can happen here. Look for speeds of 190 miles per hour.
Lynham goes red. Mike Bell picks up the win, 433 with a 736 for the win.
Bookended by Graham and David Baker. I got to say, if anybody wanted to start off a year like this, it was you, especially after the test session you had recently.
No, I'm telling you, after what I went through last year, it was time to come back. And
exactly.
I tell you what, we came through a lot over the winter and found a lot of problems, and starting out on the right way this time.
You found something because, like I said, pre-race testing for this, it was running some amazing numbers. Care to divulge?
Well, I tell you, we're still running this thing at 20 over for legal NHRA right now. We've got a brand new engine combination for over here. We'll probably have at the next race, and I think you'll see some big numbers in.
Well, the Ford fans are obviously pulling for you. And remember one thing, you are now the leader in the Alpha Trade Point Series battle for the Battle of the Belts.
Well, I appreciate that.
I don't know who that guy was, but I'd get away from him if I were you.
Getting congratulations there from car owner Roy Hill. Join us next week. We'll kick off the NMRA season from Bradenton, Florida, right here on Inside Drag Racing. We cover it all. If it's drag racing, you'll see it right here on IDR. For information on products featured on today's program, check out these websites. To find out more about ADRL, check them out at adrl.us. That's a wrap for IDR for this week. Ted Jones for Doc Riley and Brett Kepner. So long, everyone. To obtain a copy of this show, log on to masterstv.com.